Yo, you are not ready for this, everyone. XRP is lining up for one of the most explosive moves we have seen in years. And the signals are absolutely screaming. I'm talking about billions of XRP moving onto exchanges, technical setups that look ready to blow, and brand new ETFs clearing the SEC's review that could change the entire landscape for crypto investing. This isn't opium. This is data right in front of us. If you're holding XRP, this video is going to show you exactly why a high XRP price target isn't a meme. It is the roadmap to the future, and we're going to break it all down in this video. And before we get going, let's just do a little moment of silence for what happened yesterday to Charlie and that nasty attack on him and on the US. And as always, let's give just a moment for that, and let's recognize that today is a very important day in US history, as it is September 11th. Let's honor all of our soldiers as well. Thank you. Now, let's get back to the show. Bitcoin coming in at $114,047. It's currently up 1.52%. Ethereum right behind it is up over 2.26%, coming in at 4,427. And XRP, yeah, buddy's up over 6% in the past 7 days. You love to see it. Coming in at $3.01. You don't love to see 301. I'd rather see 401, 501, 601, 1001, 101. You know what? But it's going to do what it has to do for the time being. Remember, let's just make it through September and get us into October. Dusty put this out. First things first, XRP reserves on exchanges just spiked by 1.2 billion tokens in the past 24 hours. Let that sink in for a second. Binance alone saw 610 million XRP flow in. That doesn't happen by accident, everyone. Somebody, whether it's an institution, whales, or coordinated entities, they're positioning. And when you see inflows like this, it means volatility is right around the corner. Here's why it matters. When reserves spike, it's like loading up the gun. That supply can either crash the market with sell pressure, or, and this is key, this is the setup for massive liquidity when big players want to trigger a breakout. Historically, when we look back to when we have seen moves like this in the past, folks, when we've seen surges on the exchange bounces, we usually see a big move within days. Altcoin season's loading. We all know that. We all know ETFs are on the horizon, less than 3 weeks away, and regulatory clarity already locked in. So whoever is stacking these XRP in exchanges right now, well, they're not playing small ball here, everyone. They're prepping for size. And you know what? If you don't want to be guessing during these moves, I do private 101 calls. Well, I'll help you build a clear, actionable XRP strategy tailored to your goals. Stop guessing. Start executing. The link is in the description. It is only a limited number of spots. Now let's connect all of this to the charts, because XRP's technical setup, it is screaming for a breakout. Let me blow this up. This is from Crypto Insight. I want you to look at this chart. XRP is literally knocking on the door of a more aggressive move. We've been grinding higher on this, and you can see the chart. It's just grinding through the twos, which has been awful. We want an explosion out of here, and an explosion up into that $4 range. But for the time being, we're going to grind. We broke out of a long descending triangle that capped our price size back in August. The retest held, and now we are consolidating right below a critical resistance zone, which sits around $3 and $3.10, and you can see that highlighted on the screen. Volume is picking up. When we come down here and we look at the RSI, that's your purple and orange at the bottom. RSI is cooling, it's just underbought, and momentum is resetting. This is the exact type of structure you see before a breakout leg. Keep your eyes on the 310 region, because if we break that with conviction, the next target isn't just going to be 320. We're going to be looking at 350, 380, and then hopefully a move that gets us out of that $4 region. We've spoken about it on this channel for quite some time. A $3 to $4 XRP is the toughest area, the toughest zone to break. That is when you start talking about all-time highs. That is when a lot of people start taking profits, especially the ones who feel like they have been stuck in XRP for the past 7 years. And here's the kicker. The longer that XRP squeezes against this resistance, the bigger the eventual breakout. It's like shaking a soda can, right? The pressure builds until that lid pops. Look what we did in December. Back in December when XRP broke out, I mean, that was like multi-year coiling up, just holding back. And when it ripped, it did over 700%. 700%, folks. So we can expect something along those lines. Then I want you to hear this. Just a quick segment from Keith's show last night. He's going to talk to you about where he sees XRP and what we are looking at.
We're over the 821, and that's why I was a rebuyer. Okay, I don't like that it's under the 50 moving average. That gets a little bit of a for me, but not a full on, just a partial one. You know what I mean? So looking at the oscillators, you're slowly improving here. You can see the hook in the RSI that's trying to improve. Nominal, but trying to improve. MACD, better than what I see on Chainlink. You see that? That's a bullish cross right there. I got some volume finally. And we are now tracking towards the midline, which we have not got to yet, which is right through there, right where it flips from green to red.
You see, so keeps with it. It is a grind. It is a slow grind where we are pushing up. Very, very positive signs. And we kind of expect this. We've talked about the movement leading up to Ripple swell events in November, where we usually get a massive increase in the price of XRP. And we have also spoken about those ETF narratives that are coming in October. And you know what? Speaking about catalyst, we got brand new ETFs that just cleared the SEC's review. And guess what's on the list? That's right. If you guessed XRP, ding, ding. Let's talk about this. Rex Osprey. Cryptos ETFs include XRP, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Bonk, Boink, and even Trump Coin. They just cleared SEC review and are expecting to start trading this Friday. So let's unpack this and why this matters here. All right, so these aren't spot ETFs. I know, don't get all crazy. They're not spot. But they represent a crucial step. This is going to help us get those spot ETFs, everyone. Expanding crypto ETFs into a broader set of tokens. Here's how they work. Instead of you buying XRP directly, institutions package exposure into a regulated ETF vehicle. That means retirement accounts, brokers, and traditional investors can now hold XRP all with the click of a button. It lowers friction, it adds legitimacy, and most importantly, it builds the foundation for full-blown spot XRP ETFs. Think about it. Bitcoin ETFs cracked the door open, Ethereum followed. Now we're seeing multi-asset ETFs that include XRP. Those are all in the pipeline. So the takeaway? Simple. Every single ETF that clears is another domino. And when the full spot XRP ETF arrives, and it will in October, that's when the tidal wave of institutional liquidity hits. That's when, you know, $20, $100 XRP stops sounding crazy and it starts sounding conservative. And this is just the beginning, because with exchange reserve spiking, technicals coiling, and ETFs now in play, XRP isn't just preparing for a move, it's preparing for the move. So here's the big picture. We got reserves loading on exchanges, we got charts pressing resistance, and we have ETFs expanding into XRP. You put those three together, and what do you get? A perfect storm brewing for XRP's next leg higher. Every time that these conditions lined up in the past, XRP made history. This time, with regulatory clarity and ETFs in the pipeline, the upside potential, it isn't just a breakout, it is a paradigm shift. If you're holding XRP right now, folks, guess what? You're early. Don't let anyone tell you that a $20, $100, $1,000 XRP price is not possible. The signals are here, the catalysts are here, and the markets are waking up. The only question is, are you ready? I'm going to leave it like that. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. I'll catch all y'all in the next one.